Hi, today I have a fun project for you and it's going to lead into some other things. It's actually going to be a three-part project that's going to be then a huge project in a fun kind of way. I'm going to use the abstract impressions and I'm going to use the bundle part of it. So I'm going to use, I think it's called springtime impressions, the dies, and they are a carryover. So they'll be in the new catalog when the upcoming catalog is released in June. So if you don't have it now, it's not a rush to get it, but you're gonna want it after you see all the stuff we do with it. So this weekend is On Stage, which is a demonstrator get together, and it's happening. The live one is happening in New Zealand, which I have been in New Zealand in the airport. Oh, and here comes my cat, because most of you know that I lived in Australia. My husband's Australian and my daughter was born there. So Australia's our other home. And of course, New Zealand is a stop sometimes on the way to Australia. But there was no On Stage that we could get to that was close for those of us that live in Indiana. So this weekend, on Saturday, we are hosting an On Stage event, but we're calling it an in-stage event. It's just obviously, we have no new product because we're just demonstrators. But this is one of the projects that we're going to do. And I've switched it up a little bit because my stuff's already packed. In fact, I'm using a giant block because my blocks are packed. But one of the things we're going to do is a social media class with the girls. And we are going to introduce a new challenge. So this is one of the stamping challenges. I have the silver foil edged note cards, which are also going to be in the upcoming catalog. And they come with envelopes, and they are so much fun. They add just a really pretty effect to your card. And I am doing what is called an avid project. And that's if you like to stamp, although mine's not incredibly difficult by any stretch of the imagination. But it just means that you have a die cutting system. So I'm gonna pull my die cutting machine up here. And I'm gonna cut 2 of the butterflies that come with this out. I have a little piece of white. I'm going to do that one first. And just send this through. I should have put my plates the other direction. In fact, I'm going to switch these around because that plate's already kind of cut up. So we'll cut into that one and leave my new one not so cut up. So roll this through here. Most of you may have heard, if you haven't heard, Stampin' Up's no longer going to carry a big shot. I think they still are available. A lot of the accessories have already sold out, but most of you know that you can buy Sizzix a lot of different places. But they are going to come up with their own machine. It's not out yet, but someday soon we will have our own. Until then, you can still use the big shot that you have, and after that, you can still use the big shot that you have. The dies that we will have in the new catalog are a little bit different, but they'll still work with the new machine when we get it, and they'll work with the big shot. So if you have the big shot, there's really no change. You can still buy your plates. Most of you probably don't go through plates nearly as often as us demonstrators do. And then I'm going to use this piece here. I'm going to use this as Bermuda Bay, which this is where I'm veering off a little bit from our project for this weekend because it's not the colors that we're doing. We have 15 projects that we're doing with the girls that are coming, and 3 of them, which this is one, is a design your own. So I'm going to lay this right here in the middle of this piece of paper, and I'll show you why in a second. And just send this through. This is my newest big shot. And I have an original big shot from when we started selling them about 11 years ago. And then I have one that's maybe, I don't know, from the middle of that time period. My oldest one works the best. My middle one works better than this one. This is my brand new one. Literally brand new. I mean, I got it in January, maybe February. It works the least. So, you know, the fact that we're coming up with something newer and better kind of makes me happy. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way because I need to stamp, but I'm going to need it back. So what I'm going to do to not waste paper, I want to use this for a background, but you end up with all that paper just going to waste. So I'm just going to take my snail, go around the edge, of this. This is a super quick card because the girls won't have long to create their cards. But because they're all using the same colors and the same products, then we'll get to all see everybody's creativity. So here we've got this, and then when I mount this on top, you won't even know that butterfly's missing. But then I have a nice fun piece for my inside. So then I need a piece of scrap paper. I'm going to take my butterfly and then my massively large ink, my block that I have because all my little ones are packed. And I have the little, it's a 2-step stamp that comes with this, but I just pulled out one because I just want to put some highlights of color on my butterfly. So it's actually a flower. But on the butterfly, you're not going to know. I'm going to use the flower on the inside and on my envelope, so then you'll be able to see it. And this is Melon Mambo. I don't know if I said that, but that's the color that it is. So now I just have some color. It was added quickly. Grab my card in my massively large. Oops, that didn't stand very well. That's what happens when you use the wrong size block. But that's okay. We can make it a little field of flowers over here. There we go. And then I'm going to take this butterfly because I just hated to waste all of that paper. And I'm just going to put him on the inside. So now the inside of our card has a little bit of fun too. I think I have him just, there we go. So my card will close. And then I'm going to put one more little flower here. And that's just a hint of a flower, a hint of what's inside. Then I have Bermuda Bay, which is the other color. And my stamp that says kindness changes everything. This one's a little bit more appropriately sized for my block. To dry before I send it through the Big Shot. It dries pretty quickly. It's a little bit humid here today. It's raining. Okay. So I'm going to take, this is kind of a, this is what happens when you're a little bit of a lazy stamper. Sometimes you discover a new technique, and this is really cool. Because when I was making the card, I wasn't really sure what I was doing, because you know when you're creating. So I just took a little bit of snail. And I added it here to my card, maybe up here. And the reason I added just a little bit was I wasn't quite sure that that's where I was going to leave it. So I thought later if I wanted to move it, I was hoping that that snail would still move. So then I send this through because I wanted the texture on my butterfly as well. I'm going to flip it upside down because you know when you have 2 layers, sometimes the back layer doesn't get it as much. So what I found after I did that, hopefully you can see it in the video, is I went to just kind of adhere this better, but it sticks pretty well because that has now stuck that down there. So I will get a picture on my website but it's left the imprint of the butterfly. And you can see it's really stuck on there for snail. Like I can hold this, which snail isn't our most sticky of adhesives, but because it's gone through twice on the Big Shot. So it's a really, really pretty fun effect. And I didn't even know that you could do that. In fact, I've thought about maybe sending it through with some ink on the back to see if then it will press that ink color on there. So almost done. I'm just going to pull out some of my ribbon, my favorite ribbon, and I have not heard yet if it, I was hoping that maybe when we saw the cover of the catalog that one of the cards might have this on it, which would give me hope that it's in the new catalog, but it does not. Oh, and maybe I have packed all of my good scissors. Are there no scissors? That's what happens when you decide to film after you've packed 90% of your supplies. So let's have some of our crappy old rubber cutting scissors and hope that they can, oh yeah, they cut that fine. So I'm gonna tie a bow here in the middle, the double loop of my tool. If you're a demonstrator and you're ever interested in coming to our events, you can follow us on Facebook at Creating and Sharing the Life You Love. We are going to have another one in fall when the holiday catalog is brand new. And I should not be talking while I'm doing this. I pulled it too tight. But this tool is wonderfully here. I'm just going to do it like, I'll just do this. Of course I have crappy scissors. That'll work. So put some tape on the back. Lay this on the front. Pull these around. I pulled that a little tight because I was trying to get it to go. And then just add your... So we are going to start having some challenges that you all can participate in. You don't have to be a demonstrator because we'll have them on Instagram where you can search for the girls who are a part of the official challenge where you can go over. But then everybody's welcome to post your creations that match with what the monthly challenge themes are. And this month there will be 3. And the girls that are coming Saturday will have some of theirs ready to post this weekend. But then we'll have the rules and stuff up, and that's on our public page. We have Creating and Sharing the Life You Love, which is for demonstrators only, but then we have a matching public page that's for everybody. So even if you're not a demonstrator, you can play along with us, and you can post your cards, and then at the end of the months, me and my girlfriends who run the page, we're going to pick some of our favorites. So super quick, even though that is classified as an avid card because I used a Big Shot, or a die cutting machine. We're changing our terminology. These are the colors that we're allowed to use in the rules that we made for ourselves. You know, it sounds funny to me when you're allowed to do something and you made the rules. So I broke them. My bow was a little bit better because I didn't pull it too tight. But there you go. So by the time I post this, we won't have the rules up yet, but if you check back next week, once we have all of our girls who are participating at Homestage, and that's the mailed version and online version of our class, once they all have had time to get all of their stuff done, then we'll have the public version of our challenge go. So I hope you enjoy it. Everybody have a great day. Bye.